Hello, friends. The Hollywood movie Gladiator is considered one of the best movies in the world. It tells the story of a Roman general who becomes a slave due to the treachery of a newly crowned Roman Caesar. He is forced to fight as a gladiator in the Roman arenas. Friends, in this film, the character portrayed as the emperor is actually based on a real Roman Caesar, known to the world as Commodus. He was born in 161 AD and was assassinated by a young gladiator at the age of only 31. Perhaps, you might be surprised to know that the English word Commodus, which you might use at home to refer to a commode, is derived from the name of this very emperor, Commodus. Friends, if you've seen this film, you would know that Commodus is depicted as a cruel and megalomaniacal emperor, but you might not be aware that in reality, he was even more ruthless and had a deranged nature. He used to indulge in cruel and capricious acts over trivial matters. According to historians, Commodus was only 11 years old when he first took the life of his own slave. This slave, whose responsibility was to warm Commodus' bath water, heated the water a bit too much, which led him to lose his life at the hands of Commodus. Commodus was the son of the respected Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius and Empress Faustina. Marcus Aurelius and Faustina are counted among the top 5 emperors of the Roman Empire, credited not only for expanding the boundaries of Rome but also for bringing prosperity within. However, their son Commodus had none of his father's virtues, and he couldn't gain the popularity his father had among the common people. This led him to become extremely volatile, bad-tempered, and insane. Commodus considered himself an accomplished actor. He would perform comedy on stage in front of the public, and it was mandatory for his subjects to laugh at every joke he made during his performances. If anyone during his acting appeared to take his acting seriously, Commodus would consider it a grave offense and punish them mercilessly. Furthermore, Commodus had an immense passion for organizing gladiatorial battles because it was one of the costliest forms of entertainment. Due to his obsession with this sport, Rome's economy was in shambles, but he did not relent in hosting these battles. When he heavily taxed the impoverished masses of Rome and burdened the wealthy senators and centers of his empire with substantial taxes, it ultimately led to the decline of his reign. Friends, this king not only enjoyed watching gladiator battles but also considered himself the best gladiator in the world. However, these brutal battles did not take place in front of the common people. Instead, Commodus would either wound or kill opposing gladiators, sometimes even in his private arenas. As shown in the film, it is depicted that Caesar Commodus had sexual desires for his own sister, but in reality, it was not so. In fact, Commodus' sister Lucilla married at a very young age. Lucilla was not pleased with her brother's rule, so she conspired with her husband to assassinate Commodus. However, the assassin was caught before he could carry out the plan. In response, Commodus banished his sister Lucilla to a remote island, and just 6 months later, he sent an assassin to end her life. Due to imposing heavy and oppressive taxes on Rome's citizens and senators, many senators turned against Commodus, and there were plots to assassinate him. However, Commodus outwitted all these senators who were against him. He obtained information about all of them with the help of his spies and had them killed. Their bodies were thrown into the sea, but their heads were displayed on pikes. For several months, fear and terror prevailed on the streets of Rome. the young son of one of the senators who was killed, named Sextus Curtius, managed to escape and save his life. When Commodus issued the order to kill all those who shared the same name as the conspirators, it resulted in the execution of all individuals with that name. Among them, it is not known if the real Curtius was included. Friends, as we mentioned earlier, Commodus had a strong desire to watch gladiator battles, but his passion had grown to such an extreme that he could not find peace until he witnessed bloodshed and plunder. At one point, he gathered people from all regions of Rome who were unable to walk, meaning they were disabled. He did not leave them alone in the arena, instead, he had each one of them killed. Friends, this Roman emperor, by enslaving innocent peasants and vulnerable women from distant regions, used to take delight in subjecting them to savage beasts. It was obligatory for his subjects to enthusiastically praise and glorify the king's extravagances. There came a time when this king had completely lost his mental balance to the extent that he changed the name of the Roman Empire to the colony of Commodus. Furthermore, he renamed the Roman Senate as the fortunate Commodian Senate. After this, the people of Rome were no longer called Romans but were referred to as Commodians. During the gladiatorial battles in the Roman Empire, initially, it was the common people who were made targets. However, later on, members of the Roman Senate and many prominent Roman citizens also became victims of his vicious games. When things went too far, a few influential individuals in Rome planned Commodus' assassination. This assassination plot even involved Commodus' wife Maria, who poisoned him one night. Commodus did not die from this poison but became severely weakened and ill. One day, a young gladiator entered his bedroom and strangled him to death. Thus, the Roman people were saved from this tyrannical and ruthless king. Commodus' reign is considered one of the worst periods in the history of the Roman Empire, characterized by cruelty and decadence, ranking him among the worst rulers of Rome in terms of power and brutality.